welcome back, everybody. Sarcasm Speaks, Jared and Bob. I wanna start out by wishing everyone a happy Killdozer Day. Hopefully they were able to celebrate today. Do you know that story, the
No,
Killdozer?
no.
So we were super young. I think it was like 2002 or 2003. I have a very rudimentary understanding of the background of the story. Um, but so I'll try and sum it up as best as possible. But basically, like this guy tried to open like a car repair shop in some town. I want to say in like Ohio or something. Let me see. Colorado. It was in Colorado. Um, Granby, Colorado. So he tried to like open some sort of like auto repair shop. And he got dicked around by someone in the town for like a sewage system, but then he was going to sell the land and buy a different plot of land, but somehow that fell through. And like this guy just felt like he kept getting ramped by the town government. Like whatever the zoning board. I think there was an issue with like his septic system. Like they wanted him to replace it. He wanted to make the town pay for a sewer connection. And the town was like, no, we're not paying for that. You can just pay for septic. And he's like, well, that's stupid. Like basically they just fucked this guy over. And he finally had enough. So he went and bought a bulldozer. And he modified the bulldozer with giant slabs of concrete on the exterior. And he drove this, what then became known as the Killdozer, through the city, just ripping shit apart, like driving through buildings, like crushing people. It was effectively bulletproof because there were, here, let me see. So he had an armor plated and concrete covered so the bulldozer was a modified Komatsu D35 5A, whatever, which he
Yes.
referred, yeah. Fitted with makeshift armor plating covering the cabin, engine, and parts of the tracks. 3 external explosions and more than 200 rounds of ammunition fired at the bulldozer had no effect on it. For
So
visibility,
it's about as tough as an N64.
yes, yeah, just about. For visibility, the bulldozer was fitted with several video cameras linked to 2 monitors mounted on the vehicle's dashboard. The cameras were protected outside by 3-inch shields of bulletproof Lexan. Compressed air nozzles were fitted to blow dust away from the video cameras. Onboard fans and air conditioner were also used to keep Heemeyer cool while driving. He had made 3 gun ports, fitted for a 50 caliber, a 308 semi-automatic rifle, and a 22 caliber rifle, all fitted with a 1/2-inch steel plate. At the time of the demolition, it also contained 3 handguns and enough food and water to last a week.
You just pulled up a picture of this thing. Talk about a fucking tank.
Yeah. That thing is absolutely insane.
20 years.
Yeah. 20 years ago today.
I never
Uh,
heard of this.
really?
Yep, never.
Wow. Well, this guy is a legend. Let me see. So I pulled up his Wikipedia. Began his rampage by driving his armored bulldozer through Mountain Park Concrete, owned by the Doscheff family. At the time of the attack, Cody Doscheff was at the concrete plant. Doscheff, initially believing the dozer to be under remote control, fired a pistol at it and attempted to climb on top, to no effect, before engaging the bulldozer with his own front end loader, again to no success. During this time, Heemeyer fired multiple rounds at the loader. A deputy from the sheriff's office arrived, followed by Colorado State Patrol, who was fired on by Heemeyer. More sheriffs arrived, began firing at the dozer, attempting to destroy the cameras, but were unable to penetrate the 3-inch bulletproof plastic. At one point, Heemeyer charged at a firing position occupied by several state troopers who evacuated mere seconds before he demolished it, with one eyewitness noticing that had they taken any longer, they would have been killed.
Did he kill anybody?
I think so. Maybe not. So I'm looking in Wikipedia. It says the aftermath. The attack lasted 2 hours and 7 minutes. That's tough considering he had enough food to last him a week. So he damaged 13 buildings, 11 which were occupied until moments before their destruction. His targets included Town Hall, the newspaper office, the general store, Maple Street Builders, Parks Electric Co., Liberty Savings, Copycat Graphics, the wall of his former business, a home of a former mayor, hardware store that Heemeyer had in a lawsuit against, natural gas service, a concrete plant, several trees, properties. The damage was estimated at $7 million.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so he killed himself, but
Well, yeah, he killed himself.
I don't know if anybody else actually died.
Yeah, so I think he was the only one. So then afterwards, I found this out, I forget, maybe during a podcast, or I think I watched a documentary on this guy once. But so afterwards, they kind of like got in and they figured everything out. He sealed the top shut. So like there was physically no way of him to get out. Like he had done this whole thing with killing himself in mind. Like he knew that this was it for him. Like he was going to die one way or another because he, like I said, he was sealed inside the bulldozer.
85 tons.
85 tons.
85 tons.
That's pretty nuts.
Well, I'm glad he didn't like actually kill anybody, because makes the story a lot less interesting.
Yeah. So that was today, 20 years ago today.
6/4/2004.
Yeah. The Killdozer.
8th grade? Was I in the 8th grade? Might have been.
Yeah, I would have been in 6th or 7th, depending on when. But it was
Well,
June. So I was
June.
in 6th grade. Yeah, I was finishing 6th grade. Yeah, so that was today.
Never even heard about that. It's pretty good. Well, that's not surprising though.
It's one of my favorite stories because it's just a guy that got pushed around by City Hall and got screwed over by like the zoning board and all these like town things. And he was just like, fuck it. I'm just going to buy a bulldozer, fit it with armor plating and security cameras that have 3-inch plexiglass around them. And I'm just going to go fuck shit up.
It'll cost $7 million for the damage.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the ultimate middle finger back at the city of Granby, Colorado.
Yeah, I mean, there's not that many ways to really do it.
Yeah. Because I just read really quick too on the Wikipedia, he lost his court case, whatever court case he was trying to have like against the city, was a big fat L. So he was like, well, I've had enough.
Yep.
So shout out to Marvin Heemeyer, aka the Killdozer. Kind of makes you wonder, like, I know obviously, like I would assume that tanks are pretty good at withstanding explosions and stuff, but kind of makes you wonder, like, why doesn't the army try and do shit like that?
Concrete has got to be the least practical
Yeah,
building material
I mean, for sure,
for
yeah,
a vehicle.
yeah, but
You know what the gas mileage must have been on that thing?
oh my god, 2.
like half.
Yeah, less than 1 mile per gallon.
Yeah. 85 tons of just fucking concrete.
Yeah. Yep.
It literally
And
looks
metal
like
plating.
if you took the most fortified fucking tank, but like fortified it only with a fucking brick wall. That's basically what it looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty insane. 3 external explosions, and more than 200 rounds were fired at that thing. And it was like, LOL, like I give a shit. uh let's see what else. What else is going on?
What else happened 20 years ago?
Yeah. Well, this wasn't quite 20 years ago, but I think this is kind of interesting. Um, that Vivek Ramaswamy, the guy that was running for president for the Republican side, who actually was my favorite choice. I should say preferred. Tread lightly using the word favorite when it comes to politicians.
Yeah, because they're all
Um,
cons.
yeah, he was my preferred choice. Um, he has been slowly buying up shares of BuzzFeed, like the shitty news company. And he now owns like 9% of the company, which I think makes him the largest shareholder, potentially, or one of the largest shareholders. Um, so like he's come out and like made all these statements now and been like, this is what we need to do to fix the company, because it's basically going out of business, right? Like BuzzFeed is falling apart. They just had to do like a massive restructure. They laid off a ton of people. So now Vivek is like, oh yeah, I'll come in, I'll do this. This is what we need to do, and this is what we need to do to fix it. And he's like, you need to, include some conservative voices. You need to have both sides of the aisle. You like it's relatively straightforward things, right? Like he did say they should have Tucker Carlson on, which I get
Well,
it.
he's a name to get
Right, right.
people to pay attention.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I don't really care whether or not Tucker goes on BuzzFeed. Um, but all of his proposals, or most of his proposals, I should say, were pretty reasonable and like pretty solid business wise, right? They're like, if you want to succeed, this is what you need to do. And as one of the largest, if not the largest shareholder, these are my proposals. Right. And then like he obviously got backlash from people at the company because BuzzFeed is like uber left. And like employees were bitching and complaining. And like the CEO came out and was like, I respect Mr. Ramaswamy and his position, but our company isn't structured that way where the shareholders determine everything and his suggestions, and I'm the CEO and I do things differently, and like all this shit. So I think
Say you're the CEO for now.
I was just gonna say, um, you're
It's like in Sarah Marshall. It's like I have a job. Well, not anymore. You're unemployed.
yeah, yeah, not
Like that's
anymore.
what it is. Like because all it takes. So I don't know the exact dynamics, but what if he doubles his position in the company and now he owns 18%?
Right.
So he's close. So is 18% a sixth? I think it's a sixth.
Yeah, that sounds right.
So he owns 1/6 of that company. Doesn't matter what you think as CEO.
Right.
And he's a business guy first and foremost, right?
Yeah, he's a biotech business guy.
So I'm guessing. So obviously there's some type of agenda because it's news or media, whatever,
Right.
and he has some type of plan for it. But there's a reason why he chose BuzzFeed, and there's a
Right.
reason why he's saying what he's saying.
Yeah.
People like that don't just fucking
He's a smart guy.
like they wouldn't have just bought up Deadspin. Deadspin's fucking like useless because that's
Right.
gone, right? Deadspin. Did we talk about that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So he wasn't looking to buy up Deadspin before they fucking went belly up.
Right.
So obviously he sees something. He has a plan. And
Right.
this is like so the snob on Twitter, he always talks about like K1s versus W2s. Well, so this is how the K1 thinks, and that's how the CEO is the W2. That's how the W2 thinks. And guess
Right.
what? The K1 is the one who can pull the fucking plug at any time. So it's almost like, well, that's not how we do things here. Pretty soon it might be. Like if he has his way, it sounds like he's fucking working on that.
Right. Right.
Like I'm sure it takes a shitload of capital to fucking cover that.
Yeah. So I just
Well, I would say,
found,
what if he pulls an Elon Musk, buys it, and fucking takes it off
yeah, takes it private.
the public market? Then
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
You're out.
Right. Right. So I found a quick article. This is actually from CNN. Um, so BuzzFeed stock has plummeted 92% since its IPO in 2021. That's
It went
nuts.
public in 2021.
Yeah.
It had to have been on the fucking downslide then.
Yeah. Who knows? Like maybe
That's
the
why he. That's why he's.
IPO,
That's also why he's buying this shit up.
maybe the IPO was like an attempt to
Cut
fucking
their
like,
losses.
yeah, save some money or something. So it's down 92%. It's an initial
It's on sale.
uh
Do we
offering,
like it?
yeah, in 2021.
What is it a share right now?
Though it remains above its record low closing price of 67 cents per share. So this is where it gets interesting. So since it was revealed that Ramaswamy owns a stake in the company, BuzzFeed is now up 20%. And then during the day, it went up as high as 82% increased.
So I just pulled it up. Uh, it's 270 a share. In March, it was like the 1st of March, it was a buck 26. The 1st of April was a buck 87. Looks like it went down in May to buck 56 again. And it spiked May 22nd up to $3. Now it's trading at 270.
Yeah.
But
So,
yeah, the 52-week high is 456 and the 52-week low is 0.64. So now is not the time to buy.
right, right.
And that can't be considered financial advice because I don't know what I'm talking about.
So
There
yeah, I
was
mean
some
it.
I think I would say there were more stonks today, weren't there? GameStop shit
Yeah,
again.
something's going on with
I wasn't
GameStop.
following it, but
I haven't been
it seems
following it.
sketchy because it comes back to the same idea from back then. Like, well, when a hedge fund pumps up a stock,
Right.
sells for a profit, they play the game, it's cool. And when an individual does it, now all the regulators want to fucking see what the hell's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Anywho, back to BuzzFeed, since we don't know
Yeah.
what the fuck happened on the other one.
Yeah, it's rules for thee, but not for me, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to the stock market stuff. Um, but yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see what Vivek has in mind, at least. So, I mean, like we said, he's a smart guy. There's a reason why
Well,
he chose BuzzFeed.
it sounds like he was trying to present exactly what I was looking for in the last episode, where just tell me what the fuck is going on without fucking opinion, because I don't
Yeah,
care.
yeah, yeah.
Opinions are like assholes. I don't need it.
Wow, that's funny. I just saw this other article here. Asked if he would find a way to take BuzzFeed private, the former Republican presidential candidate said there was, quote, a menu of options available for the digital media company.
I can fucking do this. I just don't have the capital. You know
Yeah.
what? I'm an idea guy. So I don't
Yeah.
have the
Yeah.
capital and I can't really execute it, but I got the ideas. And it's useful. That's useful, right?
Yeah. 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 Just an idea guy.
Yeah, I'm an
Someone
idea
else can
guy.
do all the execution for me, but you can pay me for my ideas.
Such a fucking college kid interview
Oh, yeah.
take.
Yeah. I feel like I have really good ideas.
Yeah. I can't always execute them, but like I'm an idea guy.
Yeah.
So you're fucking useless to me is what you are.
Right. Yeah, so you just admitted to being useless.
Effectively
Got it.
useless.
Got it. Thanks. Thanks for saving me all that time.
Also, when you're an idea guy, no, you're not.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm trying to like just kind of skim through a bunch of articles here, but not really seeing a ton um other than what we already talked about. But so yeah, so Vivek put out like some sort of letter, whatever. He wants to make BuzzFeed a bold, distinctive brand, distinguish yourself from competitors by openly admitting your past journalistic failures and redefine BuzzFeed's brand around the pursuit of truth. Seems pretty legit to me. And then, as a response to that letter, BuzzFeed's CEO, Jonah Peretti, said he agreed that the brand is undervalued. However, he took exception to what is needed to actually turn it around. Yeah. I agree with you that the company should be worth more, but what you're saying about truth, yeah, I don't think that's what we need to do. I don't think we need to give people the truth. I think we need to do something else. It's not our fault. It's not our fault the company's falling apart.
Truth. That's interesting.
Yeah. So I don't know. I guess something to keep an eye on too as we move forward.
Yeah, it's interesting enough, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, do you wanna start wrapping this up for
Yep. Because
folks?
I don't have
Yeah,
I told him I got a half hour. Like that's all I got. I feel like
yeah.
absolute shit. I don't know if it's allergies. I don't know if I'm still sick. I don't know if I'm sick again, but
You get the Ronus.
I mean, are we still doing that?
One of the guys on my team sent me an email on Sunday night. I obviously didn't read it till yesterday morning, but he was like, "Oh, I tested positive for COVID, so I'm going to be out a couple of days." And I was like,
I think that happens
"Okay,
when you go I think that happens when you go to the doctor.
yeah."
Like that's the only
Well,
way now.
he did. So he went to the doctor because he like threw out his back. So he was telling me like his back was fucked up. So he went to the doctor and was like, while I was there, I tested positive for COVID. And I was like, so
Yeah, that's
do you
retarded.
get COVID tests still at the doctor? Like,
I
is that
don't
a thing?
I
Like,
don't
do you have
know.
to get swabbed before you go? Like, is it 2021 still? Like, what are we doing? But yeah, so to answer your question, I think yes, I think people do
Yeah.
still test for it.
All right. My final thought goes back to May 29th, about a week ago. The statement from the guy or the officer that arrested Scottie Scheffler.
Yeah.
So the statement he put out, like it's fine statement, like whatever. Something I've never seen in a statement, like an official statement or an official press release. I've never seen a PS, and I've never seen a PS where it's almost like the PR team wrote the statement and somehow Officer Gillis got his hands on the fucking final document and typed in his own PS.
Yeah. Never seen a,
PS.
a postscript like that.
Never seen this. PS. Yes, the department had us buying freaking $80 pants. To those concerned, they were indeed ruined. But Scotty, it's all good. I never would have guessed I'd have the most famous pair of pants in the country for a few weeks because of this. Take care and be safe. Dash Brian. It is the weirdest thing I've ever seen in
Yeah.
a press release or statement,
Yeah.
hands down.
Yep.
Because it's
I
like
think
the pants were a talking point, but just for this to be included in the statement
I think you
is
nailed it.
borderline insane.
Like the statement was written by the PR team, and then like he got his hands on it before it went out and added the PS himself. Like that seems exactly what it is. And it's like it kind of makes you not dislike the guy.
Yeah, well, it's Step Brothers. It's like I get it. You're making a mockery of the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
wearing tuxedos. I get it. Strangest thing I've ever seen
Yeah,
in a statement.
very weird, but hilarious too. And like I said, kind of not kind of, it definitely helps his image, right? Like all those people that are like, oh, fuck this guy, what a dick, what a douchebag, all this stuff. It's like, at least he's got a sense of humor. He can't be that big of a shitbag, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, he literally just fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah. He was like, yeah, fucked up. Whatever.
And in the heat of the moment, got pissed. I mean,
Yeah.
big surprise. Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
cop, fine. If he was a firefighter, he never would have got mad like that. But
Well, no. They're the real heroes.
that's the thing. People get pissed at any job.
Right.
Cops just make the news.
Right. Right. uh all right. So my final thought is not really, I guess, big news, but I and this isn't a promotion either. No ads, no nothing like that. But I finally ditched my car insurance I've been with Geico probably since I don't even know how long. How long are you? I think probably since I was like 18. I think I started paying for my own car insurance when I was 18. I was on my mother's when I was 16 through 18 or whatever. So I think when I went to college, I started paying my own separate individual car insurance. So at that point, I started with Geico. So how old am I? 32? What is that math? 14 years I've been with Geico. Um, I finally told them to fuck off and I switched to Progressive because I have had it with their bullshit and their increasing rates lately. So I get it. Again, I've been with them for 14 years, right? And anytime you get a new car, your insurance goes up because it's a new car. There's liability, there's things, there's that, there, whatever. As time goes on and the car gets older, typically the insurance comes down, right? Like that's how it's happened to me for the last 14 years. However, so when I got the truck, my insurance went pretty high. I was paying like almost like $120 a month for insurance. And then
You should live in Milton.
yeah, and then it went down to like 105. And then it finally went down to, so I pay in like 6-month blocks, right? It's a 6-month contract. So my previous 6-month contract that was from June to December of 2023, I paid like $89 a month is what I was paying for car insurance. No big deal. Fuck it, whatever. Easy peasy lemon squeezy, right? This 6-month period from January to June, I've been paying $107 a month. Again, whatever. It's $20 more expensive than I was paying. And I wasn't expecting to have a $20 per month increase with a truck that's now 6 months older, right, than it was during my last contract. But okay, whatever. I called them at the time and was like, hey, what's the deal? And the guy was like, yeah, this is just kind of like how it works. Like, there's nothing I can do. And I was like, there's no one you can connect me to. There's no one I can talk to. And he was like, no, sorry. And like, basically like didn't actually hang up on me, but like told me to like pound sand. So I was like, all right, well, that sucks. So for the last 6 months, I've been paying the $107 a month. And now I just got an email today for my new contract that's going to start in July. And it's back up to $120 a month. So I'm like, I've had this truck for 3 years now. I'm 32 years old. So like as you get older and the car gets older, the cost is supposed to come down, right? Like I can understand like being 21 years old in a brand new truck, right? Or a brand new car. Like obviously like you're going to pay for that. But I'm paying more. I'm paying the most, or I was about to pay the most per month that I had paid in such a long time since I first bought the truck, right? Since it was brand new. So I go, all right, fuck this. So I go on and I look at a bunch of quotes, which also for being in Massachusetts, car insurance pretty much blows. Like there's not really that many options. Like you can't get State Farm. I think you can get Allstate, but then there's another big one out there that you can't get. And I'm like, okay, so your options are like
The big
Geico,
ones, the big ones
Progressive,
here are
or like the
Safety, Arbella, and Plymouth Rock, but those are not like your
those are
low
all like
cost.
Massachusetts based and they're all expensive. So I'm like, all right, whatever. So I go through the whole process. So I just switched to Progressive today. So my new contract, it goes into effect in a couple weeks. But I paid the 6 month upfront premium and I saved like 90 something bucks over the course of 6 months. So I ended up paying like, I think it was $501 and change for 6 months, which breaks down to like $86 a month. So by switching to Progressive and paying for the 6 month premium upfront, I pay $86 a month when I was about to pay $120 a month through Geico.
Have it.
So Geico can fuck right off. 14 years of nothing. Because that was one of the other things I said when I called the guy a few months ago. I was like, I've been with you guys since I was like 18. Like, there's nothing we can do here. And he was like, nope, sorry. Like, just kept being like, nope, nothing we can do. I was like, all right, well, fuck you guys. I'm out. So,
We are
yeah. What do you use for insurance?
Plymouth Rock.
Ah, local guys.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's gonna do it for us on our the flu game here. The abbreviated flu game. So thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit subscribe up above. If you're on YouTube, hit the thumbs up down below. Tell everybody you know about the show. You can subscribe if you're an audio only guy as well. Give us 5 stars and a review on Spotify and iTunes. You can get us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is Sarcasm_speaks. Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. The website is sarcasmspeaks.com. Check out the show notes below. Support the sponsors. Use the promo codes. Get some discounts. Get some cool shit. And yeah, until next time, good night, everybody.